Talking about the Q4 jobs data, and we have here Michael Adeleye, who is a human capital development expert, to talk to us. Good morning, very much. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate your time. Lagos could be very terrible when it comes to traffic. Are more jobs being created in Lagos? Is that what was responsible? Because we're talking about jobs. Do we have more drivers on the road? Do people have more jobs so they've got to drive all through this around the city every day?
I don't think so.
But the jobs data says more jobs are being created, especially in the informal sector. That's why you are here.
The informal sector, obviously, created a lot of jobs in the last quarter. But obviously, where we should be looking into, because the last time I was here, the gentleman that spoke about the job creation spoke about job creation in the formal sector, without having to look deeply into the informal sector. Now, we need to make comparison between the formal sector and the informal sector to be able to get the statistics right. Now, the statistic in the informal sector, nobody can actually put the figure on the table and say, this is what we've been able to create in the informal sector.
We can put the Bible on it, as it were.
Yeah, you can't, yeah. So obviously, I think the way that it is now, we should be looking into, because if you look at the last, in the last 5 years, because the last time we have the very accurate figures on the unemployment figures, we have about 61 million unemployed in the country, which represents about 37%. Okay, now how did this happen?
Did you think that figure was realistic with the way we all move around every day? Do you think Nigeria has as much as 61 million people on the street every day doing nothing?
Now, who do you blame for that? We don't have an accurate statistic in this country. We rely on the United Nations figure that are actually been produced and given to the world. Now, we don't have a real accurate collating center that actually could tell that this is how much of the unemployed people we have, as well as the youth in the society. We don't have it. So now, what I've been advocating for, in the last few years, is we should begin to look into how do we begin to quantify the accurate figure of the unemployment people in the society.
The word on the street was that the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, headed by Dr. Yemekale, is putting some numbers together, working on new unemployment data, and when this comes out, we'll have an idea of what the accurate figures are. But do you think realistically we're doing a single or double digit? What if we have a single digit unemployment figure in Nigeria?
Until we have figures right. You just mentioned the word putting. We're still working on it. Until we work on it and have the accurate figures.
So how soon do you think the NBS should release jobs data for us?
Now, getting the job data out is one thing. How did they actually collect these figures is another thing. In other climes, you have what we call the job centers, where you have all unemployed people that actually register in every community, in every region. We don't have that here. So how do you actually quantify? You could actually go to the formal sector, where we have the telecom, the oil industry. It's easy to calculate. What about the informal sector? What about the artisans? What about the local communities? How do you get those figures? We should begin, the government, I think this new government coming in should begin to look into how to create avenues, centers, and locations whereby if you are not employed, obviously you go there to register. We begin to obviously know the figures and get right.
That would be a nice one. I think we're going to hang that on Dr. Yemekale's neck, the head of the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, and we'll get to talk to him one of these days on this particular
Absolutely.
Topic. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate your time. Michael Adeleye, a human capital development expert. And that's about all we've got time for. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. I'll see you next time.